Hello. I'm gonna be reviewing uh a movie a movie that I kind of been avoided for a while. I saw it last year, but I was kind of bored. And I was like, oh, I want to watch a horror movie I've never seen, and this one always came up, but I just never looked interesting to me. And I was like, well, I'll just give it a shot because it was on. I watched it on YouTube for free, and it's um, I Drink Your Blood, which came out in 1970, which the poster is misleading for this, which I'll get into the plot soon. But I'll show you some of the stuff in here. Uh, Here's the disc art, which I think this girl, I'm trying to remember, I forgot what movie she was in. Um, there's also this, sorry, and then this, and then it opens up to the double bill poster, which I haven't seen I Eat Your Skin yet. Damn, I forgot what this girl played in. I think she played in Rabbit or something. But anyways, this movie is about. Did I say this came out in 1970? Yeah. I forgot to mention that this was the first Grindhouse movie or drive-in movie to be given an X rating purely for the gore. Not in the violence. Not nudity, not anything, just for the violence. Which, that's amazing, I guess, for that time. Of course, nowadays, it would be considered tame, because, you could tell that they're using dummies and the blood looks really fake and stuff. But anyways, this movie is about the small village. It's not even a town. Set, I guess, in somewhere in New England. And it focuses on a family, which is the grandfather, the grandson, and the granddaughter. And the granddaughter is older, like in her teens, and she goes to there's these group of hippies, which is they're satanic cult, and they're holding a ritual in the middle of the woods. And the granddaughter kind of like creeps in on them, and they follow her and attack her, like they, rape her and stuff. And she comes back to the town, and she's all tattered up and stuff. And they're like, "What happened?" And she told them what happened, and it kind of like sets, the grandfather off, and I think they have a grandmother too. I'm trying to remember, and you know, they start. They're like, they go to the town. They're like, you need to get the town mayor or the village mayor, or whatever. They're like, you need to get these people out of here. They're no good. All they're doing is going to cause trouble, which they do. And they break into the grandfather's shop, which he owns a pie shop, and I think they assault him too. And this pisses off the younger son, the grandson, which I think he's like 10 or 11 maybe. So he goes out one night. There's a rabid dog running around, and he goes out. The grandson does. He goes out and he shoots it, and like the foam and stuff coming out the dog's mouth when they're rabid. And he gets this idea where he takes a syringe, takes the blood out the dog, goes back to the pie shop, injects the meat pies, with the blood, and then the next day, or is the morning of, the hippies come in, they eat the pies, and it turns them rabid, and they just go ballistic. It's kind of like, if you just think about it, it's kind of like a precursor to 28 Days Later, because those are kind of like they're not really zombies, they're like rabid people. And they go ballistic and it gets crazy. There's a lot of freaking violence, and then when they go, they infect other people, which I forgot how. I think they bite them or something, kind of like a typical zombie, and it just turns into a murder fest. Here's some other images like that. They see they're foaming at the mouth, and it just gets pretty violent. Yeah, like I said, the poster art's like very misleading because, like, if you look at it, you're like, oh, it's probably going to be some low budget, cheap looking zombie movie, and it's not that at all. Because most of the times I try not to read or look up what a movie's going to be about because I like watching them cold. Because sometimes trailers can ruin what happens in a movie, or you read a review and it'll, spoil what happens in the movie. But I watched it and I was just like, what the fuck? And I can see why it was so controversial when it came out. It like the cult, before they even turn into these rabbit things, they were just bad people. They would just like freaking murder people, rape women, do all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's like, what the hell? And then yeah, it's a good movie. Like I said, like nowadays you could tell the blood, the gory, the violent scenes are kind of like, would be considered lame nowadays because you could tell like it's dummies they're using, or the special, the blood looks fake, and or like when they're getting cut up, the limbs look plastic and stuff. Like I said, it kind of looks like a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie. But anyways, that's my review.